Hey guys, I'm sorry I am late. I had a meeting tonight and I just got back, but I wanted to come on anyway. So um, just give me a minute, and we'll get started. I apologize, but I'm here. So give me a minute. Just let me get some people in. Um, I know it's late, but hopefully some people are still up. Um, so just bear with me for a second here, and I'll be with you shortly. Hey everybody, I'm sorry I had to run all the way from Philadelphia back here to Delaware, where I live. So I had another meeting. So thank you. So many people are on. Just give me one more minute, and we'll go ahead and get started. Sometimes when you wear three or four or five different hats, you just gotta do what you gotta do. So just give me another couple of minutes, and I'll be right with you. Let me see. Okay, well, we got a pretty good, I feel the love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We got a pretty good audience out there tonight. So, you know what? Why don't we just go ahead and get started? Okay? Hey, for those who don't know me, my name is Tom Waters, motivational speaker from WATERSpeaks, and welcome to my weekly Facebook Live motivational moment. I typically do these every Monday at 8 o'clock, but as I said earlier, I had another commitment. I had a meeting at 7:30. The meeting was in Philadelphia. I live here in Delaware, so I had to go to the meeting, get done the meeting, hop in my car, and drive back here. But because I'm committed to doing these lives, I'm glad you guys waited for me. So I'm here. So listen, happy Monday. Hope everybody had a good day. It's a rainy day out there, but nevertheless, we're here. So why don't we get right into it? Tonight's motivational moment is entitled Understanding Your BBB. I'm going to say it again. It's entitled Understanding Your BBB. I'm talking B as in boy, B as in boy, B as in boy. So you're probably thinking, well, Tom, what are you talking about understanding your BBB? So there are three specific things I want to talk about tonight. To all of you entrepreneurs out there, to all of you who have a business, have a dream or a vision, there are three things I want to talk about when I say understanding your BBB. The first one I want to talk about is understanding your brand. Do you really understand your brand? Do you understand what your brand is trying to represent? Is your brand representing what you want it to represent? Do you really understand what a brand is? Because before we can get up there and start talking about brand and branding ourselves, we really need to get a really good concept of what branding is. And number two, is your brand representing you correctly or in the way that you want it to? You see, brand is more than a logo. See, a lot of people get a brand confused with a logo. But you see, a logo is just a part of a brand. Logo is recognition, but it's not your brand. And ladies and gentlemen, to be honest about it, the best representative of your brand is you. If you are not properly representing your brand, then you have problems. You have to be representing your brand in a proper way. So how do you represent your brand in a proper way? The title tonight is Understanding Your Brand. Are you doing business in a good way? Are you living up to your word? Are you doing what you say you're going to do? Those are the things that make a brand good and make a brand recognizable. So the first thing you need to understand tonight in understanding your BBB is you really need to learn how to understand your brand. Is your brand representative of what you're trying to put out there? And if it is not, then I suggest you go back and you take a look at your brand and you readjust it and maybe get some brand training. Because like I said before, branding is more than just a logo. A logo is a part of the brand. You know, you got. I'm gonna have a friend of mine come on. PJ is gonna come on. We're gonna get together soon and really talk about branding. So we're all, because the whole package thing here. It's not just one item, but you got to understand your brand. Before anybody else can understand your brand, you have to understand your brand and what you're trying to represent. Okay, so that's the first thing, and understanding your BBB. The second thing that I want you to understand is your believability. Do people, customers, potential customers, do they really believe what you're saying? Do they really believe that you're going to do what you said you're going to do? Do they really believe that you're qualified to do what you said you're going to do? Believability is so important in today's world, in the marketplace, in the entrepreneurship, and having a business. If people don't believe you, they will not support you. You cannot get customers based upon you being a nice person. You have to get customers based upon them believing you to deliver the product that you said you're going to deliver. Once you start falling off of that, once you stop delivering what you said you're going to do, once people no longer believe in you, then you have lost your customers, and now your believability is gone, and it takes a long time to get that back. So tonight, when we're talking about understanding your BBB, the second thing is understanding your believability. Are you believable? Are what you say believable? Is the marketing material that you're putting out there, is it believable? Do people really believe that you can deliver 20 cakes to a vendor within 2 hours, whatever the time you said you're going to do it? You see, we got to talk about marketing at some point. I'm going to do a thing on marketing. But you got to talk about when you're out there marketing, your marketing has to be true. Just because it sounds good don't make it good. You cannot say that I'm going to deliver something in 24 hours and you can't deliver it in 24 hours. You cannot. You know, you look at the Domino's Pizza, all those places, and they have things that caveat if they don't do it in a certain time. But right now, when the competition out here is, for lack of a better word, I know it's redundant, but the competition is fierce right now for all types of business. You've got to have believability in your business. You got to understand, that's what I'm talking about, understanding your BBB. You've got to know your brand, you've got to understand your brand, and then you've got to have believability. And even outside of that, you got to have, and I say this all the time, you got to have believability in yourself. If you do not believe in yourself, please don't expect anybody else to believe in you. I don't understand how people get into business and start doing these things and they don't have any confidence or believability in themselves. Ladies and gentlemen, and I've said this to you time and time again, starting a business is hard work. For all you out there who aspire to be an entrepreneur, whether you want to do it full-time, part-time, let me help you understand something. It is hard work. I've been at this for almost 2 years now with my speaking business, and I've been at it for about 7 years with my other business, my nonprofit. It is no joke. It's hard work. But the thing that keeps me going, the thing that has kept me motivated, is because I believe in what I'm doing on both ends. I believe in what I'm doing with my nonprofit, and I believe what I'm doing in my motivational speaking business. And because I believe in what I'm doing, I can keep going. I don't really care who believes it or not. I don't care. Yes, I want people to buy in, but if you don't buy in, somebody will, as long as I keep pressing through. I have believability, and I understand my brand in both of those. And that's what we're talking about tonight, understanding your BBB. So we've covered understanding your brand. We've covered understanding your believability. And the third thing you need to understand is, what are the benefits that somebody gets working with you or buying your product? What's the benefits? What makes you different, or what makes your product or your company different than anybody else? When potential clients meet with you, they want to know what is the old thing, but it's called the WIMF, the W-I-M-F. What's in it for me? At the end of the day, that's what a potential client is interested in. What's in it for me? What am I going to get out of doing business with you? How is my business going to grow? You've got to be able to demonstrate the benefits of doing business with your company as opposed to somebody else. I'll give you an example. There are hundreds of barber shops here in the city of Wilmington, Delaware. Hundreds. But I've been going to the same barber since I moved over here. I've been going to the same barber for about 12 years now. And you know why I continue to go to him? First of all, because his branding is good. He is who he says he is. When I call him, make an appointment, my appointment is set. If he has to change, if he's going to be late, he calls me. So therefore, he's representing his brand very well. He cuts hair phenomenally, because you see, I don't have a whole lot of hair left, but he cuts hair. He believes in what he's doing, but the benefit that I get from going to him is his price is right, number one. Number two, the atmosphere that he sets in his shop is so good. And then the conversation that him and I have. He's more than just my barber now. He's actually a friend of mine. I go to him for business because I just value what he gets. My dry cleaner does not always press my clothes the way I like, especially my shirts. Sometimes I find myself having to go over them again. But you know why I continue to go? Because they represent their brand well. They are the kindest, nicest people that you ever want to meet. They really are. They're dependable. When I say my clothes are going to be ready, what day I want them to be ready by, they're ready by that day. And they're very believable. They have a huge customer base. And that's why I go to them. Yes, sometimes I have to repress. It's not often, but because I get the benefit of going someplace when I walk in there, they know, Mr. Waters, how are you? Not just that, but my clothes are generally good, and I can get my clothes when I'm ready. I can go in early in the morning and pick my clothes up at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of businesses out here. Everybody's doing business. Everybody wants to do something. But you have got to be able to stand out from the competition. And the only way you're going to stand out from the competition and from your competitors is if you understand your BBB, understand your brand, understand the believability, and understand the benefits that somebody is going to get by working with you. And if you cannot explain to a potential client what the benefits are of working with you, then you need to take a step back. You need to be able to say how, and I'm not talking dollars and cents here. I'm just talking about what is the benefits. It's not always tied up in the money, but can you assure a client that you're going to be there on time? They're going to get a quality product. You're going to do everything that you can to make their venture a success, and there's going to be some growth or benefit to their business. That's what they're looking for. So for all of you who have the aspiration to be an entrepreneur, whether you want to do it on the side, whether you're doing it full time, whatever you're doing, these are the things that you need to be thinking about. And since we're in the beginning of the year, it's a perfect time to stop and take a look at your business, take a look at your business plan, and adjust and ask yourself, do you understand your BBB? Do you understand your brand? Do you understand the believability? Is it believable? And do you understand the benefits that you're offering and that you offer to clients? That's how we're going to make it. And to be honest, ladies and gentlemen, we have to adjust those from time to time. And there's nothing wrong with adjusting. If you don't stop and take a look at your business plan at least 2 or 3 times a year, I question your sincerity in the whole thing. Because if one thing is not working, you got to move to something else. But at the end of the day, the most important thing that you have to remember is you have to stay true to your vision. You see, there's a lot of speakers out here, motivational speakers, public speakers, yada, 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 yada. Wonderful. The competition is hard out here. But you see, I'm staying true to my brand as a speaker. I know exactly how I'm trying to represent myself as a speaker. I'm doing something that nobody else is doing. I'm going to tell you what that is. I'm being me. I am being me. I'm coming on here, giving you information. First of all, there's no charge for it. I'm sharing my stories and my experiences with you so you understand I'm not just saying this from a place of not knowing. I'm saying this from a place that I've been there. I'm going through these things. I have the highs and lows like everybody else. And I'm saying these things that if I can do this, if I can stand here, if I can believe in myself, then you can do the same thing. I'm not doing any or asking you or motivating you to do anything that I have not already done and are doing. I took a leap of faith a couple years ago and left my job to start my own business. That was a huge leap of faith. But you know what? And people ask me all the time, do you regret it? I do not regret it. I miss some of the people that I work with. I miss some of the camaraderie. But I'm doing what I want to do at this stage of my life. I'm running my own business. I'm out here speaking to people, motivating people, encouraging people. And now, because I've been doing it, I'm starting to reap the rewards. I've got people coming after me for contracts, sponsorships. So, you just have to hang in there. And like I said a couple of weeks ago, take your eyes off the money. It's not always about the money, because honestly, when you first start a business, you're not going to make the money. So get over it. And it takes 5 years before you start making any kind of money. If money is the only factor for you starting your business, then you're in the wrong idea. You're in the wrong place. I know we need money, and I'm not saying you shouldn't want to make the money. But for me, this is just for me, I'm happy with what I'm doing because I believe in what I'm doing. And evidence is showing that other people are believing what I'm doing as well. When I first started doing these Facebook Lives over almost 2 years ago, I had maybe 2 or 3 people get on. I started doing them in the afternoons, like on a Monday or so, and then I realized that really wasn't a good time to be doing that. So I started playing with different dates and times, and this is how I ended up to Monday night at 8 o'clock. But the following that I have gotten just from doing this alone and being consistent with it has given me the strength, given me the courage to continue to press my way through. And now I'm negotiating a deal with one of the largest insurance companies out here to sponsor one of my speeches, Boom Baby Boom. It takes work, it takes believability, it takes understanding my brand, it takes understanding the value that I offer. And you've got to do that. Understanding your BBB. That's what I came to talk to you about tonight. If you don't understand it, and I'm going to repeat it again, understanding your B, which is B as in boy, B as in boy, B as in boy. If you are running any type of business, side hustle, whatever it is, you got to understand these three things in your BBB. Your brand, you got to understand your brand, you got to understand your believability, and you have got to understand the benefits that you are offering that somebody else is not doing. What makes what you're doing different than anybody else? Because like I said to you before, the competition out here is heavy. There's got to be something that you're doing that somebody wants to hire you over somebody else. My contract that I'm working right now with the insurance company, I can't mention their name yet, but my contract with them is based upon one little thing. I'm doing something that nobody else is doing. I have tapped into a market that I'm giving a speech to that nobody else is paying attention to. And I've tapped into that market and it's expanded. And they believe in it. This is what I got to say. You have got to understand your branding. You got to understand what you're doing. You got to understand your believability. See, when I get on stage to speak, believe, and this is not ego, but this is just truth. When I get on stage to speak, I know exactly who I am. I get on there and I deliver what I said I was going to deliver. I have learned how to connect with the audience, to interact with the audience, to get the audience involved. And I've also learned how to be human. I've also learned how to take my personal stories, my struggles, my illnesses, and all those things, and intertwine those so that people know I'm really real. I'm not just out here trying to get your money. I understand my brand. That's who my brand is. That's a part of my brand. I understand my believability. And I understand the benefits that I offer to somebody else. That's what I wanted to come to talk to you about tonight, ladies and gentlemen. No matter what you're doing, you working part-time, you got a side hustle, you want to start a business. If you want to be successful, you're going to have to understand your BBB. BBB. Your brand, your believability, and the benefits that you offer to potential clients and customers. So listen, I know it's late. I apologize. Like I told you, I had another meeting to get into, but I'm here. Thank you so much for waiting for me. I really appreciate it. It really touches my heart when you guys wait for me. Let me give you some updates about what's going on. I like to keep you updated. I've said it before. I am in negotiations with a huge insurance company right now. They're going to sponsor my hit motivational speech entitled Boom Baby Boom, a message to the baby boomers. They're sponsoring me to do that. We're just trying to finish out the last few details. We can go ahead and get started with that. So that's number one. Number two, I will be doing my big motivational speech talking about how to reinvent yourself. I was going to do it next month, but I have a couple other things going on, so I'll be doing that in April. If you have no idea and don't understand the importance of reinventing yourself every 2 to 3 years, then I really encourage you to come out and hear me as I deliver this speech and give you the tools and show you how to reinvent yourself. In this day and age, where things are so crazy, and like I said, the competition is fierce. You know, people are losing their jobs. There's nothing worse than losing your job. You've been on the job for 10, 15 years doing the same thing, and now you got to come out and you got to start all over. Because basically what you have to do is now you have to reinvent yourself, because you might not find that same type of job. But how do you do that? Most people get stuck. But I can tell you how to reinvent yourself. If you just want to go into a whole new career field, then look at me. I left my job and went into a whole new career field. I have reinvented myself to be a motivational speaker. So I will be doing that in March and April. Look out for the date. I'll tell you exactly when it's going to be, where it's going to be, how much it's going to cost. But I encourage you to come out. And I'll also have my book on sale called The ABCs of Reinvention, which also gives you something that you can take away to read if you're in the process or thinking about reinventing yourself. So those are the things that I have going on. On my nonprofit side, my nonprofit member vision, we are hosting a panel discussion on entrepreneurship. And what it really means to be an entrepreneur, what it means to start your business, the struggles. I think I have 5 speakers, panelists who are going to come and give you the real lowdown of what they've gone through to start their business. I have some who are doing it full time, and I have a couple of people who are doing it while they have a full-time job, so you can get a wide angle view of both of it. That'll be coming up very shortly. We're looking to actually do that next month. I'm just waiting for one more confirmation, and we'll be able to move forward. So those are the things that I have going on. I am working on a new presentation for all of you who don't understand customer service and the importance of good customer service. I have a whole new presentation coming out, which I'll share with you guys shortly. So that's what I'm up to right now. Things are busy, trying to keep busy, trying to stay focused. I encourage you to do the same thing. You got to keep pushing on. My job as WATERSpeaks motivational speaker is to motivate you to action. Don't talk about it, be about it. Believe in your dreams, because if you don't believe in them, don't ask anybody else to. As I always say to you before I leave, because like I said, this is one of the things that singles me out as a speaker from everybody else. First of all, number one, please make sure that you're taking care of your physical health. Please make sure that you're taking care of your physical health. Please make sure that you are taking care of your physical health. That means you're going to the doctor. Men, you're getting your prostate exam, your annual exam. Women, you're getting your mammograms. You're doing all those things that you need to do. Because what you do not want is to be surprised. And take it from somebody who's been through the mill with surprises of cancer 3 different times and a couple other things. You need to take care of yourself. That's number one. Number two, please make sure you're taking care of your mental health. Because we seem to let our mental health go to a side. Ladies and gentlemen, if you get to the point where you're so stressed out, please go talk to somebody. If you need to go talk to a professional, then please go talk to a professional. There is no sin, there is no shame in saying, I need to talk to somebody. Go sit down and talk to somebody and discuss what's going on with you, because so many people are committing suicide, and simply because they didn't go and talk to anybody. Number 3. Please take the time to enjoy your family, enjoy your loved ones, and basically enjoy your husband, your wife, your children, your parents, and most important of all, enjoy life. I understand that we have to make a living. I get it. We got dreams, but if that's all you're doing, if that's all you're focused on is making a living and providing for your family, which I know we have to, but there is more to life than that. You really got to put your priorities in order, but you got to find time to spend time with your children, spend time with your husband. If your parents are still alive, please spend time with your parents, with your siblings. It is so important because, as we all know, life can be taken just like that. And do yourself a favor. Tell somebody that you love them. Don't let your husband or your wife walk out the door and you don't say, I love you. Don't let your children go off to school and don't say, I don't love you. And don't say you love you. Don't go by without talking to your parents and telling your parents that you love them. You never know. We never know what's going to happen. And I'm not trying to be morbid, but we never know when it's going to be the last time that we may see somebody. And finally, I encourage you, and like I said, because this is what makes me different, if you do not have a relationship with my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, I strongly encourage that you do so. You know, the time is winding down. You know, I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and we talked about the Bible, and people talk about the Bible is not really real. But if you ever read the Bible, you'll see that all the things that are going on right now, the Bible already talks about. I could not make it if it was not for my relationship with God, especially with all that I've been through these past few years. I could not make it. Even in doing this business, I could not make it without Him. Being a minister and a preacher of the gospel on a separate note, because I do that as well. But all things considered, I keep God as the focus of everything. So I can't do my business and come on here and not encourage you in that way as well. So therefore, I just encourage you, give it some thought, because like I said, we don't know when the end is going to be. So that's my motivational moment for tonight. I am so pleased and so happy that so many waited for me at this late hour. But once again, if you just joined in, tonight's motivational moment was entitled Understanding Your BBB. That's B as in boy, B as in boy, B as in boy. And that really means understanding your brand, understanding your believability, and understanding your benefits of what you offer to people. That's how we're going to move forward. That's how you're going to make your business grow. That's how you're going to step out from other people and out from the competition. So look, that's all I have for you tonight. I need to get a snack because I'm trying to watch what I'm eating. I'm going to the gym these days and all those type of things. So I'm going to get off here. I am going to really try hard. I'm really actually very busy this week. But I'm going to try somewhere along the line to record a video and put it out here and do something on my YouTube channel as well. But if not, then I will see you guys, Lord willing, next Monday night at 8 o'clock for another WATERSpeaks motivational moment. People are asking me now, how can they get in contact with me, to come out and speak or to book me to come speak? Am I available for hire? By all means, yes, I am. I am trying to make some money so I can be hired by your company, whatever. Here's how you can reach me. You can send an email to book me to T as in Tom, T Waters, WATERSSPEAKS @gmail.com. I'll repeat it again. It's TWATERSSPEAKS @gmail.com. Send the email to me. Tell me if you want to select one of the topics that I routinely speak about. If you're looking for something different, I'll also do training for corporate America. I'll do a lot of training on customer service. So just reach out to me. If you know me here on Facebook, you can just send me a direct message. And if you have my phone number, you can most definitely call me, okay? So that is how you can reach me. And I am accepting speaking engagements right now, okay? So I just wanted to put that plug out there. I thank you so much to all you entrepreneurs, to all you business people. Keep on doing what you're doing. And believe that what you vision will come to pass. It may take a while. Don't give up. But I promise you, it's coming. It's going to happen if you just keep the faith and keep on going. All right? Thank you so much, guys. Have a great night, everybody. I love you all. Thank you so much, and I will talk to you soon. Good night.